Hi, welcome to the Vlogitorial Erotica channel. My name is Elizabeth Ann Atkins, and my latest creation is called Husbands Incorporated. And I want to tell you a little bit why I write erotica. It kind of starts with a confession. Well, first, I offer a warning to people because the pages of this book are so hot. The stories are so sizzling hot that they could burn your fingers while you're reading it. So you gotta wear gloves. Just kidding, but the reason this book turned into erotica, which means literature or art intended to arouse sexual desire, the reason it turned into that is because my characters demanded it. This book is about an erotic empire that I thought up after my divorce when I thought, how could I create the perfect marriages for women to get what we want? And so Husbands Incorporated was born, and it comes with this whole fantasy of how women can take control and have the men of our dreams for 1 year in the most incredible marriage you could ever imagine that's like one big long honeymoon. So as I got to writing and expanding on this idea, the characters that I created demanded that I tell their stories in a way that's not ladylike anymore. They have been so frustrated and so oppressed and so eager to sort of let their hair down and really enjoy themselves on every level with someone who's really into them, that I couldn't use nice, sweet language to describe the love scenes. So it has graphic language, it has graphic love scenes. They're beautiful, they're delicious, but they're not ladylike. So I wrote that for a lot of reasons. One of my motivations is that I want every woman to be able to enjoy the ultimate pleasure with really amazing men. I've been very fortunate in my life to know some incredible men, and I've had some amazing experiences. And rather than say that to brag, which I'm not, I'm saying that because in the midst of it, I'm like, wow, I wish every woman could feel this way. And so I wrote Husbands Incorporated as erotica as a way to embolden women to decide what they really want and go for it. In fact, I wanted to spark a paradigm shift in the way we have relationships. But I'll talk about that in another vlogatorial. For right now, erotica, writing it takes a lot of courage. A lot of courage, because you're using some language that maybe you don't want your grandmother to read or to even think that you know those words, much less say them. So it takes a lot of courage to bring these ideas up and out into the world under your own name. And I'm really proud of my work, because another thing that inspires me to write erotica is the fascinating sensory extravaganza that you experience when you're with someone who just has that kind of magnetism and spiritual connection with you, that when your bodies fuse as one in a torrid tryst of passion, it's unbelievable. But if you ask the average person to describe the feelings, the thoughts, the whole experience, they can't. It's too hard, because the feelings, the physical feelings, the emotional, the spiritual, the magic, it defies words. So as a writer, it's my challenge that I love to wrap words around those feelings and describe them. And guess what? People read the love scenes to each other as foreplay. They told me that about my other books that aren't even this graphic. So I know that I have a gift of capturing those feelings and sharing them with other people in a way that can enhance their lives. And that's so exciting. So that's another reason that I write erotica. It's all beautiful and it's all celebrating love. And if we can all encourage people to love more in the world, it'll be a better place. So wait, let me read just a little excerpt, okay? Like a little excerpt about one of the characters. Her name is Layla, and she's real cynical about the whole husband's ink hookup. But wait till she comes across Rico. Okay, she's standing in this sort of mix and mingle group where all the men and women are together to like see who they like. And all of a sudden, she hears this voice behind her. She doesn't even see the man. And he says, "You are too beautiful to be alone." He has a deep voice and a Spanish accent and a baritone rasp that roused goose flesh from her head to the top, from her toes to the top of her head. Holy shit, she thought. She was almost afraid to turn around because if this man were half as handsome as his voice was seductive, she was in big, big trouble. "I sense that you are pondering what has brought you here," he said, standing so close behind her that his hot breath tickled her ear. Layla inhaled his scent. It was so delicious, she closed her eyes to savor it. If it came from a bottle, it would be called Pure Man. Because it was clean, yet musky and spicy and unlike anything she'd ever inhaled. His fingertip touched her cheek. It made her feel like a dynamite stick was sparking inside her. Heat flickered over her skin. Her face felt hot, and her mind filled with the sudden image of being taken by him in a torrid tryst of animal lust. She imagined herself... You'll have to read the rest. I'm not saying that. But her mind, she's like, no, I don't even know him. I haven't even seen him. Layla hoped he was ugly. She didn't even want to meet a man who could ignite her so feverishly with his voice, his scent, his breath on her ear, or his finger on her cheek. If he were an exquisite lover on top of all that, you are wanting to open your eyes and behold this man who has set you on fire with a single touch. He whispered so closely that his hot lip touched her ear. Layla shivered. You cannot find any words to say because you are overwhelmed with thoughts that perhaps are not ladylike, he whispered with that luscious Spanish accent, and perhaps feelings that are so intense that they are frightening you. Yeah, she's scared all right, and guess what? She should be. But my point here is, do you see how I captured those feelings of when you suddenly encounter someone who's really hot and exciting and that magnetism that you can't even explain? And the fascinating point that you can meet so many people in a day, and this kind of experience is so unique. So, I love writing erotica because it enables me to showcase all these beautiful feelings about love.